So this is talking about the process of writing for games. And so for me, and everybody's different to be clear, but for me, I first want to have the framing of the story, and I could do that even in the office. I can do that even like on business days or whatever. And so like for Left 4 Dead 2, it is like we're gonna go from FEMA to the military and tell this story this way as they go across the South. Like, okay, that's a start. And now everything else that comes from snippets. So I'll be just in the middle of the day. I have a notepad that I keep things in, a note app actually, but I won't say which one. That I keep things in, and I just put them in there, and I don't care that they're misspelling. I don't care that there's wrong phrasing or whatever. It's just a reminder to get there. And then I'll do a first pass, and that first pass is often really bad. Like if you look at the first pass of my writing, it's like, ooh. And it's just me getting the ideas down, because I'll go back then and I'll fix them. And I find I need some place to start, and I need a place to come from. And then like I'll get mad at my own bad writing. But like, how did you not know how to tell this joke? Like you have to set it up here, have this thing in the middle where they're unsure, and then you hit them with the joke at the like, right? Like even that, like I'll just be like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. So there's this book I have that actually helps me with this sometimes, and it's this book here. It's called Tell Me Why. It's this really old book from the 60s, and I hate how it's written. It is written in the most annoying way, but it's not a blank page. And so it talks about like a bunch of different answers to hundreds of questions children ask. So it talks about whales. How they talk about whales just annoys me. And so all of a sudden I can start writing about whales because I want to correct them. I am broken. Let's be clear. I want to correct people. I know this is a character flaw, but I'm broken, so I want to correct people. So I can correct myself, and I can correct this as well. And so if I need to hit, this will help. But otherwise, it is just those notes and sitting down, and you got to be okay with that. Some days the writing is going to be bad. And you're just gonna go over and edit it. And so I've learned over time to give myself more time to edit. Some of Left 4 Dead, which I think people will say was good, some of the bad stuff that I think could have been better was written the night before in a hotel room drinking. And that never is good. You think it's good, and then in the morning you wake up and you're doing just an absolute re-edit pass before you go into the studio and record, which is then really unfair to the actors because they may have gotten the bad pass. I don't do that anymore. In fact, I can't drink at all anymore when I write now. It needs to be clear because I'll just get lost otherwise. And it's just that, though. It's just those notes, and then it's editing, and just grinding it out. And, again, now, like, my wife's an artist as well, so she understands, like, when you get into that flow state, when you're hitting it, and you can't be interrupted, like you can't even say 5 words. You can't even answer like, what do you want for dinner? Because you just need to keep working and be in that space. And so I listen to the same music over and over again, the same song. It's whatever the project is will bring me back to that song, which is helpful because then it helps you reset into that mindset when you need to come back later. But everybody has a different way to do it. I know people who swear about not doing rough edits, or people not doing notes, or not doing big sessions. Like everybody just has a different way to do it, and it's what works for you. And again, I think it's that noting of a character flaw that I like to fix what I don't like and edit. And so using this occasionally as a crutch. I haven't used this in that much lately because what I'm working for, the little tiny private project, is flowing in a different way, and it'll be cringy and horrible, to be clear. And then the other project, the bigger project that it's kind of more mainstream, really comes in spurts to me of large sections, and it's just really flowing well and good, and I'm enjoying that. So I don't know, maybe even that'll be changing. I don't know. But I mean, the biggest thing is you can't write until you write. So just write and share it, and write and write and write and write. And don't ever be so precious that you'll never share. I know I said that like the first passes are bad, but even that, like, you just got to get it out there, and you just got to do it. Like I called myself in my head a writer for a really long time before I ever started writing. Because I just thought that's what I wanted to do, even though I didn't do it in the way that people do it. Like, yeah. So everybody has their own different way, so it's a fine question to ask because you can get a bunch of different ways to do it that might inspire you. But the biggest thing is just do it.